Hello and welcome back to the Revival. Today is a Premier League doubleheader against Fulham at Craven Cottage before returning home to St James's Park to take on Stoke City. Without any further ado, let's get straight into the first match. Everyone looking pretty decent so far. No form issues. We've got a few players that seem to be flashing, which means that they'll probably increase greatly if they get good ratings. Definitely going to play those players. Vinicius Jr. actually played ahead of Alan Saint-Maximin in the last game against Leicester City. Didn't do too badly, but didn't exactly set the world alight. So Alan Saint-Maximin, definitely the star man in the left wing forward position. He's going to be starting there. Frank Ribery coming off the bench against Leicester to make an assist to Timo Werner, who was able to score both goals in a 2-0 win that has maintained our 1-0 lead over Arsenal at the top of the table. I'll show you the highlights of those once we've finished with this game against Fulham. Going to have to change the strips up because there's a bit too much of a clash going on there. I think we'll go for the preferred orange away shirt. And that's going to do us. We're going to go with pretty much the full strength first team lineup for this game. Mathieu also playing at centre-back in the last game and showing exactly why we brought him into the squad. He gives us an option of playing him as a left-back or a centre-back. It gives us the ability to play with a smaller, more intimate squad, but also allows us to cover all of the positions necessary, which is exactly what I want as a manager.
Well, good day to you.
No point having a huge squad and hardly any of the players ever playing.
Rain, but promises way beyond that what should be a really good game of football. The stands are packed here. People have done everything they can to get here. Indeed, the roads outside were pretty badly clogged, but I think most of the traffic issues have been settled. And indeed, I think
looks
most
like
people
Fulham initially. I'm thinking they're playing a wider system, trying to exploit the flanks,
over the next hour or two,
which is fine by my account. Oh dear, hang on, they could be in here early.
Oh, what a step! He's gone for it.
Goalkeeper's got no. Okay, that's gone over for a corner kick.
Well, that's why we all say
we didn't allow a single shot on goal against Leicester City, and straight away blowing our copybook. As soon as we get to a game that you guys are going to be able to watch, we look anything but competitive.
Nkunku.
But now Leicester, oh God, I've got Leicester on the brain. Manchester, not even Manchester, my God almighty, what am I talking about? Newcastle United, there we go. Managing to play the ball out and looking to get into dangerous areas. It's a good move here. Could he finish it? He can't finish it, but it's an excellent shot by what looked to be Maximin. Fulham on the break. They could be dangerous here. They've got a few speedy players. He's done him like a kipper, Henriks. Oh, we've been beaten on the right-hand side here. We're being stretched a little bit. We've got to be careful unless we give away a penalty. Got away with that one. Just going to play it into the centre of the park, try and stretch them in return.
But there was too much flesh and bone in his
oh, just muscled off the ball there, Timo Werner. Lovely movement on the ball to try and make space for himself, but he just couldn't overpower the defender, and in the end, Fulham get away with the ball.
Statistically, the worst defence in the league.
The game feeling a little bit frantic at the moment, and I don't like hearing that from a commentator talking about a team I'm playing against having the worst defensive record in the league, because that normally means we'll come a cropper against them. Puts the extra pressure on you for sure.
Mitrovic really must have felt he had the measure of the keeper
Mitrovic,
then, but how wrong he was.
The former Newcastle man, looking to come back to haunt his former employers. Unfortunately, Schubert, every inch the goalkeeper that we needed him to be in that situation. We've just got to defend this corner, and against Mitrovic that's easier said than done. However, we do have Hummels playing for us, and he is an absolute beast in the air. Now Coco, can he use his pace to stretch the Fulham players? He plays a through ball, Werner unable to get onto it. Poor ball in truth.
Well,
Shelby looking to put pressure on the Fulham back line now.
I think he did well to spot the run. He just didn't get enough behind it. It happens.
Try and slow this game down a little bit, perhaps.
In the wake of criticisms levelled at him in recent days.
Oh, that's a loose ball. Now Newcastle able to hit on the break, perhaps. Through ball to Maximan, unable to take advantage of it.
We move on.
It's a cross.
He just whacks it away. It's loose. Who's getting there? This could spell danger.
Oh, no, just unable to make the ball count again. Those through balls just not connecting today. Mitrovic able to get the better of Hummels in the air. Gets in behind the towering German defender and nearly have to be so careful with offensive players in the box like this.
Getting on for a third of the way through the game.
That's a nice through ball if Werner can get onto it. He's held off by the defender who loses the ball to Werner. And the idea was right, trying to pass it to Coco. But the defender able to outstretch a really desperate leg and somehow manages to get in the way. Header. Oh, that's a wonderful save by the goalkeeper. Whoever that is in the Fulham goal deserves a raise. That's absolute world-class goalkeeping there. Good golly. Another header, and that one gone in, and the goalkeeper not covering himself in much glory the second time round. And Nkunku, possibly one of the smaller men on the pitch, is the man in question who puts the ball away for the Magpies.
Nkunku really showed good strength there, held his man off, didn't let himself
to quote a former Newcastle striker, he's used his strength, and that's his strength, Wonderful headed goal by Nkunku. Newcastle 1-0 up in London, and London is not a happy hunting ground for Newcastle historically. We're going to try and make sure that that is a piece of history that's consigned to the past. Of course it's history that's consigned to the past. History doesn't belong in the future. Oh, I'm getting a little bit pulled out of shape here. Getting tempted to bring the defender ahead of the defensive midfielder. And okay, it's a loose ball, but we're able
out wide.
Need to try and get back onto this. No, it's just optimistic to say the least. Oh, good save, Schubert.
I really don't think you could expect anything better from the goalkeeper then. We're near heroic territory.
Now Maximan with the ball at his feet and acres to run into. This is what he likes.
What can they make of it? Lovely feet.
It's a good cross. It's a good header. Just wide. Maximan just able to track back onto his favoured right foot there.
They've got to stop the cross.
Use a little bit of the right stick. Finally starting to just about get the hang of the trick stick, but not able to do anything too spectacular with it as yet. Just able to move the ball onto his right so he could cut back inside a little bit easier.
Onoma goes looking.
It's a foul, unfortunately. It's definitely a foul. They get the free kick. Going to have to be alive to a cross into the box here. Well defended. I think that's Hummels again. Nice through ball to Coco, who's got bags of pace. He's fouled. Plays the through ball.
Oh, that's neat.
Willem's just about managing to stay on. Cross.
And it's Shelvey.
Oh, smacks it. Don't know if that was on target or not. I would imagine probably not. And even if it was, goalkeepers make a habit of saving those when I'm taking them at the moment. But at 1-0 at half-time, I can be very happy with that performance so far. We'll have a look at the stats. I think we outshot them. We did indeed outshoot them. Not as much possession, but again, we are away from home. And it's not been a control performance, but it has been a solid one. We're passing less, but we're making more of those passes.
In possession of a 1-0 lead.
Perhaps in this second half, we can just calm it down a little bit. look to pass
Newcastle
around Fulham,
really need to go and grab another goal now,
make
Peter,
more
if
of a
they're going to go on
possession
and
game.
secure this.
Henriks. Hayden. It's a brilliant interception.
It's a great pass. Maximan just unable to get a touch on it. It was a little bit heavy, perhaps. Oh, that's a good interception there, and we could be in some trouble. Fulham in trouble. He's got the turn on him. He's just unable to make anything of it at all. I'm afraid I've let him down somewhat there. Now Fulham getting the ball forward nice and early. It's a bad ball by Mitrovic, though, and that's going to be easy to mop up for Willems.
Minor communications breakdown. Mats Hummels.
He's playing that a little bit close to the attacking player.
No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Still just a single goal between the sides. Reed. He's got options out wide.
Oh, they've got it out wide. This could be a cross into the box.
Lovely
And
bit of
Mitrovic is
skill.
dangerous in these kind of positions. It's good hustle. Got to make sure we close him down. We have done. The goalkeeper's managed to scoop the ball out of the air.
Well, look, believe me when I tell you that goalkeepers work harder than anyone else in training, and that's why, to be top class on match day, that was a majestic stuff.
Back into
Ball
the
into
middle.
space. It's lovely work. Werner on the right. If he can get a good cross in, he can't, unfortunately.
Mawson tries to clear. There's the shot!
He's looking for glory. Probably should have gone for a pass instead.
Tries to get it forward quickly. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, I'm
That's a wonderfully threaded ball. Unfortunately, the control of the player lets him down a little bit.
On the front foot and grab another. Just try to make this one safe.
Excellent. Just manages to get his foot in there and sets up a counter-attack.
Werner. That's the sort of defending that is going to upset the opposition. It already has, actually.
Well, he's a source of potential trouble, so tight marking just has to be done.
No problem for the goalkeeper.
That's good stuff. This is better.
This isn't the time to talk about risks now, Jim, is it? They just have to hurl everything at it and hope for a break.
Just has to be done.
It just knocks him off balance at the moment. He wants to try and play the pass. It's not foul play, but it is a little bit dirty.
No question, that's a foul. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card.
We give them some back and they don't like it, and the referee unfortunately seems to be on their side in this instance. And a 1-0 up, and with Nkunku tiring, I'm just wondering about maybe changing things around a little bit. No, I think we'll leave Willems on, but what we will do is we're going to change the formation round, and we're just going to play with two players playing deep, and Almiron can just sit ahead of them and orchestrate things in front.
So here comes the substitution. Nkunku is being withdrawn here, but he's certainly made his mark.
Yeah, he'll get a good ovation for his contribution. I'm not so sure why he's leaving us, though. There's no obvious sign of injury or fatigue.
Onomar pings it out wide.
That's lucky.
Jonjo Shelvey. Hayden. Hardly anything between the sides, and the score is 1-0. And it's Shelvey.
He's
just knocked it too far ahead of himself. Couldn't get the shot
There's
away.
A real appetite from
It's a
them
shame.
to finally put this game to bed, but will they?
It's good hustle by Hummels, but he could have left us a little bit stranded
Hayden.
there. We've gotten away with that pass. I say he could have left us stranded. Of course, that was my play that could have caused the issue. Nice ball out to the right. Henriks. Oh, that's the goal. That's the goal all day long when Timo Werner's in contention for the ball. Good Lord. Brilliant volley by the German. 1 goal for the day to add to his 2 in the previous match day against Leicester. Henriks is a fantastic crosser of the ball. Like, I've seen him play whipped balls in from deep that have looked absolutely superb. And this one, although not anywhere near as majestic, it's still pinpoint accurate. And even though the goalkeeper's in the right area, he can do nothing about that. It's 2-0 to Newcastle.
So that's 2 now without reply. Loses his balance and
nice.
loses the ball. Werner. The final 5
Everybody
minutes.
hungry for the ball now. It's wrong ball. He wasn't moving. He couldn't catch up with the goalkeeper. He couldn't catch up with the defender, I should say. He's offside here, I think, Werner. He's admittedly and understandably probably a little bit tardy in getting back this late in the game. 2-0 up, he's got his goal. I'd like to see him get himself onside a little bit quicker, perhaps. But maybe I'm being a little bit harsh.
Keeper sends it forward. Jonjo Shelvey. Almiron. Pass needed to be better than that, and he knows it. Tried to play it through.
Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and
no, I thought I could maybe just dummy the player and go the other side of him, but he wasn't having any of it, unfortunately. But 2-0, that's a good result for Newcastle on the road, especially in London. Take that all day long.
Yeah, we knew there was a sizable gap in the quality of both squads, and the story was told in predictable
So looking at the stats, we definitely outdid them in terms of shots on target, and we did manage to wrest possession back to 50-50. Our passes and successful passes really kind of showing that we tried a lot of maybe risky passes that weren't likely to pay off, and we saw the evidence of that during the game. Plenty of crosses, plenty of interceptions, and 3 saves to Schubert's name. It was a good day in goal for the goalkeeper. Gets a 6.5 for his troubles. Add 2 points onto all of those using my system. But yeah, I think he's done pretty well for us. All of them have done pretty well. I'm happy with the performances all round, really. Coco possibly could have given us more. St. Maximin, I feel like I didn't use either of the wide men to their full efficiency today. But, you know, there are other days, other games. So let's have a look at the other results for the day. Leicester follow up a defeat to us with a 0-0 draw to Bournemouth. Tottenham beat Liverpool 1-0, which can be considered a very good result for them. West Ham beating Brighton, Everton and Aston Villa sharing the points after drawing 1 goal all. Wolves beat Norwich. Arsenal and West Brom playing to a 1-goal draw. So a 1-1 draw, I should say, sorry. Manchester United 2, Southampton 0. Stoke winning 3-1 at Palace. Oh dear. And Chelsea and Man City drawing 1-1. Now, that being the case, it makes me think that Stoke might need to be respected a little more than I possibly was going to. So maybe we won't rest as many players as I initially thought I might do for that match. Looking at the table, that draw for Arsenal puts us 3 points clear of them. Sorry, 4... Wait, hang on. Yes, no, 3 points clear of them at the top of the table. Manchester City bringing up 3rd place on 32 points, and Manchester United 4th on 27. The gap between 3rd and 4th shrinking slightly, but it's 10 points between 1st and 4th. I think at this point, unless the wheels completely come off of our season, we can definitely guarantee ourselves European Champions League football next season, and that is the minimum aim that the board wanted from us for this year's competition. Arsenal and Man City still both unbeaten in the league. We'll see how long those records last. Okay, and now I think I might have promised you some highlights from the Leicester match. Certainly I promised you the goals from the Leicester match, so let's go right over there now and take a look at those goals. So as you can see, a good day at the office for Timo Werner. 2 goals, 1 assist from Henriks, and another brilliant long-range assist from Frank Ribery, a signing who seems to be paying off in absolute spades for us at the moment. On to the next match. We're taking on Stoke City at home. Let's have a look at the team, see if we need to make any wholesale... Oh dear, well, Werner, after being in fantastic form for us in the last couple of matches, not looking too great. However, Joel Linton does deserve the occasional run out, so we're going to put him on in place of the German. Also looking at midfield, we could probably do with freshening things up there a little bit. So we're going to leave Nkunku on there, and we're going to give Vinicius Jr. a chance in behind the front men. Perhaps we'll just swap them over because Junior, being a more natural left-sided player, he'd probably prefer to be on his left foot and be able to get out wide and maybe put the odd cross in here or there. Looking elsewhere, Hayden's starting to get a little bit run down perhaps, but I think I will still play him given that we have the Olympiacos match coming up next time, and we can probably rest a few people for that match. Dubravka is out of form, so I'm not going to risk him for this one. But what I will do perhaps is bring Yedlin in for Almiron just to give us another defensive option. And also, we've got one eye on the transfer market. We're really trying to get him sold by the time that January closes. So let's go ahead, get into the match, see what we can do against dirty, dirty Stoke. It would be lovely if we could get 6 points from 6 in this episode, this 40th episode. Actually, I forgot to mention this is the 40th episode of the Toon revival.
On a grey day here,
the series is now officially middle-aged, which means that I'll be buying a sports car for it in the next few days, and it will start flirting with Let's Play series that are much younger than itself.
The roads outside were pretty badly clogged, but I think most of the traffic issues have been settled, and indeed I think most people have
off we
now
go.
got through the turnstiles. And a well
Let's hope for a good performance. If there's one loss that I would hate more than losing to Tottenham, which has happened, as you well know before, it would be losing to Stoke. As an Arsenal fan, those are the two teams that I really, really cannot bring myself to see losing against.
If you're just joining us, we are all...
Oh, it's an acrobatic effort from Maximan. I'd love it if it had gone in. Unfortunately, it didn't. I don't know why they... I guess it's to do with body shape at the time that you tell them to shoot. I would prefer it if they tried heading the ball a little more often.
Towards the front line. Oh, good interception.
That's good from Hummels.
Nkunku.
Through to Nkunku. There's a long ball on from Maximan. He gets it at feet. Plays it through. Willems. Good cross. Oh, he's mistimed that header, something awful. But the danger signs are there. We know what we're doing, and they know that we're dangerous in those areas. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes for them to close down on Joel Linton. And in fact, how long it takes for them to really kind of crack down on the wings. Long ball forward. You're not going to beat Hummels with a long ball like that.
Hayden. And it's Willems. Oh, no, that's not the ball he wanted.
Chase it down, boy. Lovely. Good pressure on him. Oh, that's nice. He's just been run into a corner, though. If he can get a cross in.
Great strength, too strong for his opponent.
Just unable to really make anything of it, unfortunately.
Have been pretty good down that left side, you know. No doubt this is an area they've identified as a potential weakness in their opposition.
Close him down again, put pressure on him, force him into the quick long ball.
This poses the defence a few tricky questions, and the answers have to be hard.
They like that as an out ball, and we like it as an out ball because they're obviously flustered, and we have some big boys at the back. Some big, strong boys who can head the ball back towards
Newcastle,
the danger area.
very impressive defensive record of late. He's got it.
Oh, that's a lovely take from Coco. Unable to do anything with it before the defender could take it off his toes, unfortunately.
Ward, pinged
and again,
forward.
they play it long, and again, we're
asked,
able to just pick it up.
Given the answers. Willems.
Again, lovely pressure, and for once, the out ball actually works for Stoke.
He's got options out wide.
Oh, they could be getting a danger ball into the area if we're not careful.
And it's got through.
That's a good ball. Has he got a good cross to go with it? Not particularly. But we've headed it straight back to them.
Etebo has been included in the starting 11 for the
done
first
him
time
somehow.
in some weeks.
He's almost done himself.
Pings it out wide. Beautifully done. Nkunku gets it back.
That's
Nkunku
nice.
Demonstrating fabulous determination. He just
It's just a bit too early with the ball to try and release the striker.
And it didn't arrive.
Long ball again. Hummel's going to gobble that up all day.
Hayden. Vinicius Junior.
Out to the wing with Willems. He plays it forward for Maximan. Perfect. Cross into the box isn't too bad. The header not great. He had to stoop a little bit. Cross not fantastic. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. Obviously playing it off of his left foot when he'd much prefer to cut inside and take a shot at goal, but far too wide to ever really have a chance of scoring from there. So did the unselfish thing and tried to play in his strike partner. There's Joelinton now. Releasing Maximan. Oh, Maximan's got back to pace here. Is this a goal? No, it's not. But he nearly, Coco nearly on the rebound. And maybe that's where we're going to get some joy. Pressure. No.
Allen.
Didn't quite know where that ball was going to land, so I tried taking a shot, but obviously never in control of the ball, so the player didn't try shooting.
Very well to
Luckily, he didn't try tackling either.
Nkunku. Henriks. Nkunku. Oh, what a ball! Goes to finish! Oh, the ball's come loose.
Looped ball into the box.
That had to be done. Ward.
Pressure. Good pressure. Oh, you're kidding me, referee. You're absolutely kidding me, referee. What a terrible time to... Oh, my God. I've conceded goals 6 minutes into 2 minutes of stoppage time. And you... Oh, that's just annoying. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, never mind.
Has to be maintained in the second half.
The pressure game works, though. We've seen the high block, putting lots of pressure on them. They don't like it. You can force mistakes out of them with that kind of play. So that's what we're going to have to concentrate on trying to do. We may give away more fouls like that, being slightly more aggressive in the tackle.
Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
But it gets results.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rate it in or suffer the consequences.
Clears it out of harm's way.
It's good. We've got a couple of pacey guys up front that can make something of it. Coco's going to have to stretch his legs a little bit. Long ball.
And that has been cleared.
Newcastle back in possession, though.
Vinicius Junior.
Good through ball. Can he put the cross in? He can't. That's a bit of a tackle, though. I wonder if that should be a foul. Definitely a corner kick. It's not. Oh, my good. Wow. OK. I see. It's like that, is it?
Finds himself eased off the ball. Decent looking ball.
This referee must be from Sunderland. That's well won by Hayden. Into Joelinton. Out to Maximan. Stretches his legs again. Looks to try and beat his man. Oh, yes. No, unfortunately couldn't quite do it. Oh, Maximan back on the ball perhaps. Yes, he can. Cross into the box. Joel Linton. Defender does a very good job of getting a touch on it. Takes all the pace out of it, and in the end it goes out for a corner. Header's not going to go in from there. Needs to be much better.
He would have at least wanted to make
I'm getting a horrible feeling that this could end up being a draw. Come on, pressure.
He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and its obviousness was.
That's all right though. He maintains possession. We get it into a dangerous area. Wowzers.
And it's played forward. Has he found his man?
That's a good little ball played around the side by, I think, Hummels. He's got no right winning that ball. What? All I did was run. I didn't touch any buttons. All I was doing was running. And he's given a foul for that. He's given a foul for that. Not even the second challenge, the first one. Good God Almighty! This goalkeeper, this referee is a black cat. There's no doubt about it in my mind at this point. Okay, nearly, very, very nearly. We'll get a chance. We'll definitely get a chance.
Behind the last win.
Look, to alter the intended game plan was a daring move on the manager's part. It wasn't quite working for him, and he accepted his mistake. And I think what followed merits a lot of praise.
There are a few waiting for it. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick.
Okay. Well claimed by the goalkeeper. Sense of authority when he gets his hands on it.
Everyone back and central.
Yeah, clearly they're trying to show strength to what the opposition have seen as a weakness.
It's a safety-first approach. Oh, well,
it's very nearly a very good ball through, but again, just couldn't quite make it stick, and that's going to go out for a throw. I don't know what that pass was. It wasn't what I intended, that's for sure.
Stoke making another change here.
Okay, and at 70 minutes with Stoke making a change, I think maybe it's time that we do similarly. I don't remember even hearing Junior's name being called out. I really don't. No, we're going to leave Willems on. He's got a hell of a cross on him. All we need is one chance for him. No. I don't know what to change here, guys. I do not know what to change here at all. Yedlin's not getting a game, that's for sure. I don't know if I can change anything. No, do you know what? We're not going to. No, we're not going to change anything. Fuck it. I'm going to give Junior another 5-10 minutes.
But goes looking.
Oh my God.
Good idea, just poorly executed. And he has been fouled.
And he's given away a foul immediately. Brilliant. Okay, right. I'm sorry. I've tried to make it work with him. I really, really have. And maybe we can make it work playing him in a left wing forward role, but...
now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
At the moment, he's just not fitting. He's not fitting in at all. He's going to have to be an impact player off the bench until I feel like he's bedded in a little bit better.
Willems. Not long left, and still we await the breakthrough.
Don't you fucking dare.
He's got the ball glued to his feet. And it's Shelvey. Willems.
Oh, that was so nearly a perfect
Newcastle
ball, just a
showing
slightly
good level of
heavy.
intensity at this stage. They're calling on all their resources now.
Right, we don't want to get too desperate here. Still got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Oh, referee, come on.
And they've been caught out here. Oh, shooting
Oh, golden opportunity passed up by Joel
Linton.
Linton.
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Badu Ndiaye knocks it away. Almost nothing left on the clock here. Newcastle are looking almost certain to miss out on maximum points. And up for the header!
Oh, hello! Hello!
That could well be the
That'll do! Again, the strangest of all assists comes from Mats Hummels.
Made the header simple.
Oh, look, it's often the time.
Who on earth would have thought that Mats Hummels had the ability to deliver a cross like that on his left peg? Joel Linton just nods it into the top corner as nonchalant as you like. Oh, take that all day and all night. Have some of that. Stokies won't be happy tonight. And frankly, I don't care.
Lead established.
Yeah, it's been their hard work that has got them this lead, but I just wonder whether they can
Okay,
keep it
now
up.
we still
This may take
need
a toll
to keep
now.
a clean sheet.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
The final 5 minutes. Just a few more moments for them to hang on.
Oof.
I think it's time
No,
for them
that's
to
all right.
concentrate on closing this one out.
Referee, Jesus fucking Christ, do something about that, huh?
And that's going to be a booking.
At least a yellow card. Jesus Christ. Talk about a late challenge. Gee. He was in a different fucking time zone with that one.
Henriks.
Oh no, we're just getting a little bit sloppy now. Need to be careful. Do need to
Time
be
is ticking
careful.
away, and they're playing as if they're defending a lead. They've got to get it up the pitch.
We are defending a lead.
Out wide.
What are you talking about? Unless you're talking about Stoke. He might be talking about Stoke, to be
He's
fair.
making good use of his
Oh, that's
strength
well won.
there. Just refuses to be out-muscled. Hayden. Jonjo Shelvey. Willems. Some good play on the left-hand side now to profit from it. Willems has come steaming up from the back for this. He's had a
Go on.
shot.
Oh,
It's broken
unlucky.
loose.
Unlucky.
The whistle has gone and it is all over. What a
1-0.
game.
End result.
End to end, it flew
That
by,
was
and in the
fortunate
end,
to say the least. We did not play particularly well. I have to say, like, I've not been feeling it the last couple of days. I've not been feeling
The big team beating a not
the
so
flow.
big team,
I don't know,
and the
like there's
lesson
just
dealt.
something I'm not quite clicking.
So
And I
that's
don't know
from
what
us.
it
Many
is,
thanks
but
go to Jim
I'm
Beglin,
very happy to have
and
managed to get a
goodbye from
victory,
us.
especially such a late one victory as that. It maintains our lead at the top of the table. A mixed bag of performances, it has to be said. Henriks and Schubert getting 5s. I don't know how you would give them 5s. I mean, they've actually scored worse than some of the players on the opposition team. I don't think they're deserving of that at all. Vinicius Junior ending up getting a 6, which seems about right. He had an average performance, as did a lot of the other players. The only real standouts, Hayden, Hummels and Joel Linton. The rest, not so much. Alan Saint-Maximin kind of pushing his head above the parapet, but again, not making much of a splash. other results from today: Bournemouth and Fulham drawing, Liverpool beating Leicester 2-0, West Ham 1, Tottenham 4, Aston Villa and Brighton drawing 0-0, Norwich 0, Everton 2, West Brom 4, good lord, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Manchester United beating Arsenal in the derby of the original dominators of the Premier League, Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 1, and a shock result, Southampton beating Manchester City 1-0, which means that the table now looks like this: Newcastle 40 points, Arsenal 34, 6 points behind. We have a healthy 6-point lead now. Manchester City sitting on 32 points, try saying that quickly 3 times, and Manchester United, get your tongue out your arse, 30 points so far this term. Liverpool just behind on 29 and Everton on 28 behind them. So that is the state of play in the league at the moment. When we return next time, it is going to be for the final game of the Champions League against Olympiacos. A few players will be rested, but not too many. We're looking to... Oh, look at that. We've got over 1 million followers on social media now. When did that happen? Who knows? Yeah, join us next time when we play out the final game. It's going to be a bit of lip service, honestly. Whatever happens in that game isn't going to have any bearing on the final result of the table. The other game, of course, being Porto versus Milan. The winners of that, depending on the scoreline, will be following through with us into the knockout stages of the Champions League. So, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.